Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Since I've got a lot more questions, I'm doing another chatty Q&A video giving you guys an update, especially since I've missed a couple of uploads. I've mentioned it on my Instagram that I've just been going through a lot of stuff at the moment. A lot of things have been going on. So I guess, yeah, the first question I should probably answer is, what's happened? Are you okay? How did you injure yourself? Are you feeling better? So, am I okay? I'm doing a lot better now, but it's been really rocky and it comes and goes. And I think it's better for me to just be completely honest. I love being in Lisbon. I love being here in Portugal. I'm honestly so grateful for the amount of support that I've had both here and with my friends back in the UK. But honestly, if I didn't have the support network I do here in Portugal, then I genuinely probably would have gone home because I just don't know what I would have done. So I'm really grateful that I have managed to have a close support network of people who actually care about me and are there for me and are really supportive in times like this. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like my channel is about being honest and sincere, and the truth is I haven't been doing that well for the past week. It ebbs and flows, it comes and goes. Yeah, overall I am definitely better. Physically, with my injury, which I'll get on to, I'm feeling a bit better with that too, but I don't know what's wrong. So about over a week ago, actually almost 2 weeks ago, I was at the hospital, as I've mentioned in my vlogs and on Instagram. And on the way out, I wasn't in hospital for me, I was in hospital for my friend. I was with her, but on the way out we were walking and I had my first ever, I'm assuming it must have been a racist incident, because in all my other vlogs previously I've always said that I've never really had any, not really experienced that here, but I think that's the only kind of plausible explanation for what happened. We were walking out of hospital and some guy just starts talking to us and then ends up chasing us, and we're running away from this guy who is literally running after us. It was absolutely terrifying, and I fall over. And I don't twist my ankle, but I grazed my knee, and it was a lot worse than I initially thought it was. And there was a massive bruise. My skin was all how do you say, I can't even think of the word, like my skin had all come off. And I was bleeding, and yeah, it was quite bad, and I was resting it and it seemed okay. So like the next day I was able to walk on it. It was just a bit painful, it wasn't that bad, but I think as it started to heal, the bruising is really bad and it's a lot more painful. And I think because it's been around my knee area, I think that's kind of affected my ability to walk with my left leg. Like I think it's impacted my hip, because my hip's been really aching. It's been really painful. Like one day this past week I was just literally in bed with my leg up, elevated, with an ice pack against my hip because it was really painful. And if you've watched my vlogs before, from way back when I was in the UK, and like, not even then, it was last year, before I even moved to Portugal last year, so last September, I was said in a vlog that my hip was really hurting and I had to go to a chiropractor. And I think my left hip is just more vulnerable, so I think that maybe it's a combination of the fact I fell down on my left leg and it got affected, but also maybe all the stress and tension from the other thing that's been going on has been really affecting me, and it's manifested itself as physical pain in my left hip because it's more sensitive. I don't know, it's just been really kind of uncomfortable. I wouldn't say painful, but just very uncomfortable, to the point where I had to just stay in bed with an ice pack because I was just like, this really hurts and I'm really worried and I just wanted to get better. But at the moment, after I rested for that day, it was a lot better. But then today, this morning, the pain kind of came back, so I've been trying to take it easy today. I just hope that it does get better and that it's nothing really serious. Like I hope it's all connected with the fact I fell over on my leg, on my knee, and the fact that I've been really stressed and really kind of not okay physically. So I'm hoping it's that. I hope it's nothing more. But generally, yeah, I'm physically better, emotionally I'm better as well. The second most asked question I probably get is about how I'm funding myself in Portugal. What do you do for work? What jobs did you have when saving up your first gap year? So if you've watched my other Q&A video, I have said explicitly I'm not working at the moment, I'm not looking for a job, I don't have a job. Okay, that's a lie. I do have a job now. I have started working a small little part-time job, but not like a full-time job, not a proper job. The answer is, and I've only had one shift, so the answer is I'm not really earning any kind of money. But if you've been following me for a while, you've been following me since I graduated last year, then you'll know that I was meant to go travelling for 10 months, which I also said in my last Q&A video, so I'm not going to repeat myself again, but I was meant to be travelling. I had enough money to be travelling for a year. Obviously I'm not travelling anymore, so I'm literally living off that money. And also I'm very good at budgeting. I say that now, but oh my god. Yeah, I'm generally very good at budgeting, so I have managed to be frugal. Not the past 2 weeks, but I was definitely frugal before, so the money lasts longer. What do you do for work if not currently? Before? Yes, I don't work now, but before I was working for an edtech startup as a strategy consultant. I think I mentioned it in vlogs last year. Yeah, when I was in Portugal last year, that's when I was doing my job. It was remotely. So yeah, but I'm not doing a job at the moment. And what jobs did you have when saving for your first gap year? So my first gap year, I literally had like 4 different jobs. So I worked at a theme park over the summer. I worked at this theme park during my A-levels part-time, but then after, in the summer, I would do odd weekends here and there. I worked at not NHS, NCS, the National Citizen Service, as a senior mentor for several different waves. I think in my gap year I did 3 waves, and that's a lot of money, so I saved all of that money. I also worked at a sports shop. I worked there every weekend as well, so I was working there. And what else did I do? Oh, I was doing tutoring, and then I worked a bit as a carer. So I had 5 different jobs, and all of that money pretty much I saved, and I worked solidly from June after I finished my A-levels until the very end of November, and then I left in December. So I worked for July, August, September, October, 5 months solidly, juggling 5 different jobs. And also previously, when I was working part-time, when I was doing my A-levels, I would save up that money. And since I knew I was planning this gap year for my 18th birthday in my final year of A-levels, I asked everyone's present to be money. So I saved all of that as well. So that is how I saved up and the jobs I worked as in my first gap year. Okay, did you not feel any pressure to go into a corporate job after uni, specifically since you went to Oxford? Yes, I mean, I definitely did. It was definitely a risk that I knew I was taking, and I was very willing to take, because yeah, going to a uni like Oxford, everyone is going, you know, in your penultimate year, everyone is going for the top corporate internships. Everyone is then either, if they've got an internship, they then get a job from it at the end, and they go into their final year knowing they have a job, or in their final year they're applying for all of these jobs and going to the assessment centres and everything. And I knew that I wasn't doing that. Like, I didn't even apply to anything because I knew I was taking a gap year again. Like, I just remember being there, you know, all my friends would be applying and they'd be like, what about you? And I'm just like, I'm not even applying, because I know that's not what I'm going to do. So there was definitely the pressure, because I just saw everyone else doing that, and everyone else now does have very high paid jobs in the city, in London, and I'm just here living my life unemployed, not earning any money. But this is, I've said this so many times, this is what I want to do, and I know that it's right for me. I know that I didn't want to go into a corporate job straight away. Even if I do end up going into corporate in the future, I knew I didn't want to do it straight out of uni. I knew I wanted to take another year out for myself, despite being 24 now and feeling kind of old, when my peers from school who didn't take a gap year before uni, who did a 3-year uni course, graduated at 21, are now 3 years into a job, potentially, and here I am, the same age. They've got 3 years experience on their back, and I've got absolutely nothing. But everyone has their own choices, everyone makes their own decisions, and this is what's right for me. I'm happier here. I love Lisbon. I love that I'm not doing, you know, a safe route. I'm not going on the stereotypical path, you know, going down a route that I know that I don't want to do, that I know isn't right for me. I know that, I don't know, I think I've just gone into this mindset of thinking that we are so young, even being in your 20s, that's so young. What is the rush to go into a job that 9 times out of 10 you are not going to enjoy? Most of my friends don't enjoy their jobs, or their jobs are so intense that they don't even have the time to be spending the huge amounts of money that they're earning, right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to waste the most precious years of my life, you know, in my youth, working and being a slave to a corporate company who doesn't care about you as an individual, because there's time for that in the future, right? You don't need to do it now. I personally just don't think there's a rush. To me, making a lot of money is not a priority. I would rather work to live than live to work, and I know that, yeah, I just don't want to do that right now. I mean, maybe in the future I'll change my mind and I do want to go into that kind of thing, but right now I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and I don't know why, but I just strongly believe that things will work themselves out. I've decided that I want to live here and stay here, and I want to get a decent job with a better salary than the Portuguese salary, and I strongly believe that I will find something that will allow me to do that, because when there is a will, there is a way. I never thought I would be living here in Portugal for the next 5 years. I never thought that. As I've said in so many videos, I was just going to be traveling, but here I am. And I think also just being in Europe, you just meet so many cool and interesting people, and you realize there is really no rush Whereas in the UK, you feel so much pressure at 21 to go straight into a corporate job and to be climbing the ladder, and like, for what? People feel that pressure and they go into it and they don't even want to do it, or they don't even realise, or they haven't even thought properly about what they actually want to do. Do they actually want to do this job that they're applying for? Probably not, but they do it because they feel as though they have to. And yeah, you can say that I might be saying that from a very privileged position, because, but I don't know, you might assume that I'm saying this from a very privileged position, that, you know, some people might think that I've got my parents supporting me. First of all, if you don't know my background or haven't been following me for a while, I come from a single parent household and my mum literally pays for nothing. Everything I do is my own money that I've earned and saved for myself. I get no help from my parents whatsoever. My one parent. So yeah, I mean, you could say that I'm saying it from a privileged position, but at the same time, I do believe that when there's a will, there's a way. You know, if you want to live abroad or you want to have some kind of other experiences, even if you don't have the financial ability to do that, there are other ways, like doing a work away, doing volunteering, doing au pairing. You know, there's always a way to do something if you want to do it. And yeah, I've gone on a tangent now, but yeah, I did feel the pressure. But I'm much happier. I'm very happy, and you know, you shouldn't compare your life with someone else's, because everyone has different priorities, everyone has different needs, and it is difficult, especially in your 20s, when so many people are doing so many different things. Like, my best friend has just had a baby, and you've got other friends who still don't know what they want to do, and you've got people like me who, what am I doing with my life? I'm just literally living my life here in Portugal, unemployed. And then I've got other friends who are literally earning ridiculous amounts of money at top law firms and top banks, you know. So everyone's doing different things, but as long as you are sure that you know what you want to do and what you're doing is right for you, and you're not doing it because you feel as though you have to, or that's the only path, then it's fine. You know, I don't compare myself to other people, because what I'm doing is what's right for me, and I know deep down in my gut that this is what I want to do and this is what's right for me. And I know that if I was in a corporate job right now, that I would hate it, because that's not what I want to do right now at this age with my life. If that's what you want to do, fair enough, like, go and do that, because that's what you want to do. But if you don't want to do that, you can do what you want to do with your life, I promise you. So yeah, that is a very long-winded answer to the question. Okay, someone else said London or Lisbon. I would have to say, oh, I do love London. I grew up in London. I do love London so much. But I think Lisbon just makes me so happy and so relaxed and so at peace. And everything is just slower. You know, I do love the fast pace of London. I do love that you can speed walk everywhere. You know, I cannot speed walk here in Lisbon because I'm going to fall over on the slippery tiles. But everything here is just, I don't know, just my happy place, you know. I think Lisbon. Especially because, I mean, I've chosen to live here, right? So I'm gonna have to choose Lisbon over London. Okay, the next question. Do you enjoy your new flat? Oh my god, I love my new flat. I love my new room. I love my flatmates. I just love it, and I love the location. It's just perfect. I love it. I love it so much. How good is Lisbon compared to Italy, specifically for higher studies? So I can't compare for higher studies because I haven't studied here in Lisbon, and in Italy I did technically do like a study abroad, but it was my own program. I made it myself. So although I went to Sapienza University and I used their libraries, I never actually attended proper classes there, so I can't really comment on that either. But comparing Lisbon and Italy generally, I would say that, I mean, Italy, as you know, is my absolute all-time favorite country in the world. So I don't know, I love Lisbon, but I also love Rome and I love Italy. They're just different. Okay, what type of phone do you have? Very specific question. I have an iPhone 12, the blue one. Maybe I got asked that question because actually I have a dual SIM, so I now have a Portuguese phone number and I still have my UK number in the same phone, so people can call me on both and I will receive everything, which is really cool. What is the hardest thing about living as an expat in Lisbon? I would say, I don't know. I would personally, it depends on like your priorities and your personal preferences, but I would say personally for me, what I find the hardest thing about being an expat here is people speak English too well here, which I know is a good thing for some expats, but that's not what I want. Whereas in Italy, for example, people didn't really speak English, so you were forced to learn Italian or to try and speak some kind of basic Italian. Whereas here, people speak English, and if I even try and speak in Portuguese to them, they'll just reply to me in English because their English is so good. So for me, I find that the most difficult thing, because I want to improve my Portuguese, and I think it's so easy. I could live here for 5 years and never learn the language because everyone can speak English. So for me, that is what's the most kind of frustrating thing about being here. Do you feel a lot of pressure about posting daily? I hope you don't. I do. The sad thing is I do. I do feel the pressure too, but I don't do it, you know. I don't. On Instagram I'm trying to improve, but I don't really post as much as I feel as though I should. You know, I've got really stagnant growth on Instagram, which is kind of frustrating, which is why I feel like I should post daily. But I also don't want to go out of my way all the time to not live my life because I'm so focused on Instagram, because Instagram is not reality, Instagram is fake. You know, I want to live my life. I don't want to be focusing so much on Instagram at the expense of my mental health and actually living my life here as a normal person going about her day. So yeah, long answer is that. The short answer is yes. Where and how to search for a remote job. So I mean, I'm not searching for a job at the moment, as I've said so many times, but I would recommend LinkedIn and Google jobs because you can filter it now, I think, based on like remote work, and just search for it that way. Yeah, I think that is all I have time for. My camera is flashing at me that it's gonna cut out. But yeah, I hope that this was an interesting Q&A. I do want to do more sit-down videos, so let me know in the comment section below what videos you want to see, because I do like the chatty videos. I feel like I'm just talking to you guys as friends. Also, it just means that I feel less pressure to be like constantly out and about, because the reason why I've not been uploading recently is because I have been ill and I have had stuff going on, which means I haven't been filming anything, whereas sit-down videos are just a lot easier to plan ahead in advance and film. So any suggestions, any requests, just let me know in the comments below. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video and I will see you in my next one. Thank you so much for being so supportive of everything. I've received so many kind messages recently when I posted that I wasn't having a great time. Honestly means so much to me. And yeah, I hope you continue enjoying the videos and the vlogs, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.